So I was talking with a financial advisor buddy of mine yesterday. We were talking about what was the best way to let our clients' money grow. He then told me something I found a little bit interesting. He said he'd never put a life insurance policy on somebody that was in their 30s. And he's talking specifically about money growth options in the life insurance policy, like the IULs, life insurance retirement plans, lift strategy, all that good stuff. This really got me thinking. I was curious and I asked him why. He told me that somebody in their 20s or 30s were young enough so that they could afford more risk in their portfolio. Essentially meaning he's okay with them losing money, and they should be okay with them losing money because they could make it back whenever they're older. This struck me a little odd too, because I'm thinking if I have a way to prevent my client from losing any type of money, I want to do it. If I can still ensure that their money's going to go up and not go down, why wouldn't you? Then that brought up the next question. I asked him, if not a life insurance policy, what would you put their money in? He said he'd put it in a mutual fund or a man-managed account that would allow them to take on more risk in the early years and potentially have more gains later on. I had to ask him then, okay, well, what about Warren Buffett's bet? I told him Warren Buffett issued a bet saying that he could end up making more money in a 10-year time frame putting people's money or his own money in index funds as opposed to a man-managed account over the course of 10 years. And for that bet, he wagered $1 million of his own money. During that time, there was only one other hedge fund that responded to him, and they took on the bet. After the 7th consecutive year of that bet, they were losing so bad they had to quit early. They threw in the towel because they knew Warren Buffett was right. Not only that, but Forbes magazine also published an article that stated that a man-managed account would not be able to outpace any set index like the S&P 500 5 years consecutively. Then I told this financial advisor, with an IUL, with a life insurance policy, we're using the same indices that Warren Buffett's talking about, like the S&P 500. And then I showed him this chart, which also shows the differences between a standard S&P 500 account with the market and money inside an IUL in an index, which takes this strategy to a whole nother level, because in a standard index, your money can still go down, but inside the life insurance policy, your money can't. You get to see the difference here of over 23 years of what your account would look like versus a standard S&P 500 account versus an IUL. By putting an account like this on a 20, 30, or 40-year-old, you get the opportunity of letting compound interest work for you longer, not to mention the results are tax-free. If you want access to an account like this in your portfolio, go to myfinancebro.com or broadwayfinancialgroup.com, book an appointment with me, your local finance bro, and I look forward to talking with you soon.